The night before the strangers came, a heavy silence sat over Obanla village. Even the crickets kept quiet. Old women sat outside their huts, whispering as if the moon itself was listening. Children were told to go inside early. Something strange was coming, though no one could say what. By morning, the whole village gathered at the square. Word had spread like bushfire. Men from far away are coming to test Liebe. Everyone knew Liebe. He was a tall, slim young man with bright eyes that never hid anything. He worked at the palm oil press and lived with his grandmother. People said he had never told a lie, not even a small one. Some called it a gift. Others said it was impossible. How could a man live without lying at least once? When Liebe was a boy, his mother had once asked if he had stolen groundnuts from the kitchen. He said yes, even though he knew he would be beaten. When the chief asked who broke the village drum, Liebe stepped forward, though it meant carrying a heavy log as punishment. Liebe never twisted words, never hid behind clever talk. He spoke the truth the way a river flows, straight and clear. But now strangers were coming. 3 men arrived just before noon, riding on dusty motorbikes. Their clothes were neat but city-worn, their shoes shining like mirrors. The first man, tall and dark, introduced himself as Bako, a trader. The second, short and round, said his name was Musa, a storyteller. The third, who wore a wide hat that covered half his face, simply said, "Call me Chief Tester." Chief Tester spoke loudly. "We have traveled far because we heard of a man who never lies. We have come to see if this is true. If Liebe lies even once, we will know." The villagers gasped. Some clapped in excitement. Others shook their heads. Liebe stepped forward. He wore a simple brown tunic and carried no pride on his shoulders. "I am Liebe," he said calmly. "If you wish to test me, I am ready. But I will not pretend to know everything. I will only tell the truth as I see it." Chief Tester smiled behind his hat. "Good. We begin now." The first test, the hidden calabash. Bako brought out a small clay calabash and held it up. "Inside this calabash is something. Tell us what is inside without opening it." The crowd murmured. How could anyone know what was inside a sealed calabash? Liebe looked at the calabash, then at Bako. "I do not know," he said simply. "I have not seen inside it." Bako frowned. "You must guess." Liebe shook his head. "If I guess, it may be true or false. But it will not be the truth. I do not know." The villagers burst into laughter. Some slapped their thighs. Bako scratched his head. A clever answer, but not a lie." Next, Musa whispered something to the village chief. The chief nodded and walked away. Moments later, he returned and announced loudly, "My best goat is missing. Liebe, tell me where it is." The villagers gasped again. Only Musa knew that the goat had been secretly tied behind the palm trees near the stream. Liebe closed his eyes for a moment. Then he said, "I do not know where the goat is now. But if a goat is missing, someone must have moved it. I will help look for it." Chief Tester clapped his hands. "You refuse to lie, but you do not pretend to know what you don't." Interesting. The crowd began to cheer. Children danced around Liebe, chanting his name. Chief Tester removed his wide hat, revealing sharp eyes. "The first 2 tests were child's play," he said. "Now, answer this. If tomorrow you are captured by thieves and they threaten to kill you unless you lie, will you lie to save your life?" The square went silent. Even the wind stopped. Liebe looked down at his bare feet. His grandmother's eyes filled with fear. At last, Liebe raised his head. His voice was steady. "Tomorrow has not come. I cannot speak for a day I have not seen. I only know that today I will not lie. A shiver ran through the crowd. Chief Tester threw back his head and laughed. Ha! A man who refuses even to lie about the future. But just as the villagers began to clap, something unexpected happened. From the edge of the crowd came a sudden cry. Liebe, did you steal my yams? It was Mama Oye, the sharp-tongued yam seller. She pushed her way forward, waving a stick. I left 3 tubers outside my hut. This morning one was gone. Tell me the truth. Did you take it? The strangers perked up. This was not part of their plan. Liebe turned toward Mama Oye. I passed by your hut yesterday evening, he said. I saw the yams, but I did not touch them. I did not take your yam. Mama Oye narrowed her eyes. Swear on the spirits. Liebe shook his head. I do not swear. My word is enough. The crowd buzzed. Some believed him. Others whispered that maybe this was the moment the great Liebe would fall. Then a young boy stepped forward, trembling. Mama Oye, he said, I took the yam. I was hungry. Liebe is telling the truth. Gasps and laughter rolled through the square. Mama Oye blinked, then lowered her stick. Hey, my own nephew, and I nearly accused the wrong person. Chief Tester raised his arms. There you have it. Even when cornered, Liebe speaks only truth. The strangers prepared to leave, but Liebe stepped forward. Wait, he said. Before you go, I have something to ask. Why did you come all this way to test me? There are many people in this world. Why me? Chief Tester paused. Then he smiled slowly. Because once, long ago, I too was called the man who never lied. But I failed when greed tempted me. I wanted to see if another could succeed where I did not. Liebe nodded. Then you already know the truth. Honesty is not magic. It is a choice made every day. The villagers clapped and cheered. Some shouted Liebe's name. Others whispered prayers. Children danced around the strangers' motorbikes. Before they left, Chief Tester turned to the crowd. Guard this young man well, he said. Such truth is rare. Do not let the world spoil him. Life returned to normal in Obanla, but things were never quite the same. People began to think twice before telling small lies. Mothers stopped threatening false punishments. Children admitted their mischief more quickly. As for Liebe, he simply went back to pressing palm oil and fetching water for his grandmother. When people praised him, he only smiled and said, truth is not a crown. It is a path. Anyone can walk it. But the villagers never forgot the day strangers came to test the man who never lied and left believing that such a man truly existed. And when the moon rose over Obanla, the crickets sang again as if the earth itself was pleased.